Welcome back to the Tap 2 podcast. I am your host, Jonas Clark. And once again, I am joined by my co host, the hauntingly handsome Stosh, a man who kind of looks like the sea monster from Shape of Water. Do you
Mhm.
get that a lot?
Yeah, that and Pippin took.
Yeah. Yeah, both of those. So, Stosh, lean in because today we're talking. Boo! Did I get you? We're going to be talking horror movies.
I love
Uh,
a horror movie.
they're so good. I did not think of myself as a horror guy. I was talking to my friends and they're like, "Do you love horror movies?" And I was like, not really." But then I'm thinking about like my favorite shit, and it is horror movies. They're like gas.
I like
Um.
well, are you like this because this will shape the conversation, I'm
Oh,
sure.
absolutely. Yeah,
But
yeah.
are you more of like a slasher, like gory? Like what type of horror are you talking about?
Okay, so certain slasher movies don't give horror to me, right? Because and I still respect them as parts of the horror genre. And we're gonna get into like the different vibes of the horror genre and like the ups and downs and how things have changed. But for me, the thing that like gets me is like a haunting. Like if there's like a ghost guy and he's like fucking the vibe up, that's what I love. I love a fucked up like oh my god, being a DC kid, watching The Exorcist, that's spooky. That's how you get me. Oh, oh.
Yeah. I'm more into like the paranormal. Like I like
Oh.
when I will say, because we'll talk about it, I'm sure, the like
Mm.
favorite horror movies. The thing that gets me, I don't think slashers are that scary. I didn't think
No.
like Hereditary was that scary. But
Whoa! Wild opinion.
oh really?
Hit me. That just hit me like a ton of bricks.
Well, I guess the scary parts about those things is I don't like when humans do non-human things. Like crawling
Okay.
up walls or walking on all fours.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, nah, I'm good.
You guys keep that to yourselves.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine. See, sometimes okay, this is gonna sound like so. How do I put this? I am like sometimes people ask me, Jonas, what's your religion? Blah blah blah. I'm like, peace, love, all that, and I don't really like. But some days when I'm watching horror movies, I feel real religious because I'll be like, that just wouldn't happen to me, because because my ass would be, I would be like, I'm good. And then I feel fine. For those audio only listeners, I did the little Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
I
I,
was gonna
I hit him
say,
with a quick one.
is it a religious instinct or is it a cultural instinct?
I think I'm gonna be real. I think it's a cultural instinct. Because every black person's a little bit religious, even when we're not. Come on, but we can't. We're off track immediately. Because even when we're not, we're like, Lord, watch out, hold up. There's oh my god, a friend of mine, love them to death. They had a moment, a mental moment in which they were like resonating with things that how do I put this? They identified, they were like, I identify as like a demon or whatever. And I was like, that you're obviously going through a really hard time and you're obviously having kind of an identity break. But my ass was like, I can't hang out with you. I just can't because imagine the barbershop the next day where they're like, they're like, he got murdered by what? Why was his ass even over there? I was like, I can't. They will not let me. My family at my own funeral would be like, what was his ass doing over there? What? He
Was this
heard that and still pulled up.
a spiritual awakening to be like I'm a Satanist, or was it like no, like my ass is a full on demon?
Do you think my ass was waiting to hear the nuances of?
Yeah. Like, yeah,
You think
that's
I was?
crazy.
I was sitting around like, wow, you make some really good points. You're actually, oh, hmm,
Yeah.
quite interesting. No,
I'm
I was gone.
I'm out there putting on my glasses, being like, let's explore that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're out here being like, you want me to check out this dark room? Of course. I'm yelling at you. Don't go in there. Don't do it. Sorry, but we're talking a lot about like modern horror movies. Obviously, Stash, you're a fan of horror. It seems like if you're ranking your top genres, is it up there?
I would say it's my go-to like date night, movie night. I want to watch something that
Mm.
is thrilling, you know?
Okay, I get you. I get you. You want. Oh, I'm so scared. Let me cuddle up. Let
Well,
me let
okay.
me.
So one thing, if the fans of the show should know, I have
Mhm.
real problems watching movies made before like 2000. Like,
What are we talking about?
I know. Like, we just watched The Talented Mr. Ripley, which is supposed to be a thriller. That shit was
Mhm.
ass. That movie was so bad.
Oh
I
no!
I fell asleep because I was like, all right, the scary part happened, and now it's just like a guy evading the cops. Like, is that like
Gosh,
I'm yeah.
2000s is so late for that to be the cutoff date.
Yeah.
There is like John Carpenter's The Thing is my favorite horror movie of all time.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna watch the remake over that.
I'm gonna put a gun in my mouth. What are we talking about right now? This what are we Friday the 13th? Uh uh
It's just so
Nightmare on Elm
camp.
Street?
Like it's just so it's hard to. It's sorry. So pardon the pun. It quite literally is. It's hard to immerse myself in that world when like Jason is like. Like there a perfect description in the original Halloween when Michael Myers, there's a
Uh-huh.
fucking scene where he drives by in a car and literally cranes his neck to look, and I was like, that wasn't scary. People do that shit all the time.
That's so fun though. I think that the campiness is also really fun. Like Scream being one of the most camp like horror movies of all time. Like, do you like scary movies? That's terrible Scream impression or whatever. But the vibes of those movies, I think, are very tongue in cheek and so enjoyable because of it.
That I'll
Oh,
give. Like Scream, I like because like Matthew Lillard. I just like. So when I watched
I
that, I
mean,
was
of
like, oh,
course.
this is good. It passed this sort of test that I
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
weirdly for myself. But like,
I get you. This ain't old shit.
yeah. Well, one of my favorite movies of all time, the trilogy, is Back to the Future. So that counts for something.
Well, that actually takes place in 2015, so that's why you like it. You wait until they get to the good parts, and you're like,
Yeah.
now we're back.
You can't fly a hoverboard over water unless you have power.
See, I'm watching those movies rooting for Biff Tannen. I'm like, get his ass, Biff.
I often just say, make like a tree and get out of here.
That's so good. But it's not the genre we're
It's not.
talking about today.
Lock in.
Let's lock in. Um, if we are going to talk about modern horror movies and horror classics, we should probably talk about like the first horror movies, right? Uh, some might say I'm using this as an excuse to really get some mileage out of the fact that I watched all those fuck ass vampire movies. Some would
You're
say he
double
sat
dipping.
through Nosferatu for an hour and 20 minutes and wants to bring it up again. But I won't be the guy to say it. I will say, even before Nosferatu and Dracula, there was a movie called, and if you're French, well, first, if you're French, fuck you. Secondly, if you're French, I'm so sorry. Actually, I apologize. We support the French now because of our glorious King Victor Wembanyama. We are fully on the French side now. Let's fucking go. But so I will butcher this title, but Le Manoir du Diable, or The Devil's House. It is this. You can watch it online. It comes from the late 19th century. I believe it's 1890. And it is this 3-minute short film that is about like the devil having a crib and doing a bunch of little spooky shit to people. Like he's got a pitchfork. He can turn into a bat. There's a witch involved. They stuff a lot. It's the problem is it is described as like the first horror movie, but it is also the goofiest shit I've ever seen in my life. It is cartoonish. You look you look concerned.
Yeah, it's that and not the fact that your audio just or your video just absolutely got destroyed. We're good. We're good. We're good.
No.
We're good. We're
Oh.
good.
Audio listeners, you're fine. You're my favorite anyway. Don't even worry about that. Audio listeners, I want you to understand that you're my favorite. That I love you more than I love the video listeners. Anyway, but no, it is a very like goofy, silly watch, and I know we have like 200 years of development over it to be like, oh yeah, that's not fair. They were working in the 18, but I'm like, even in the 1800s, I'm like, there's no way you were watching this and being actually scared, right? It is so cartoonish. Like it's a very clearly a rubber bat. It's inventive for sure. They're doing really cool stuff, but like even 30 years later, when we get to stuff like Nosferatu, which is still before we had talkies, these are like not the snack, the audio format, but
Before we had blue talkies, we
before
had
we had,
Nosferatu.
yeah, before we had Dinamita chips from Doritos, we we had Nosferatu. And Nosferatu is like an evocative story. Like the juxtaposition between those two things, where one is like a guy with a twirly mustache and a pitchfork, and one is like, come out to the darkness, it's Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Also, I think Nosferatu does a lot of, it gets a boost from me because they have like words on the screen for me to read instead of just like, I don't know, man, he's running around. We put some music in the background. I don't give a shit about this.
Are you talking
Like
about
it's
the
actually,
original one or the one that just came out with?
I'm talking about the original 1920s Nosferatu.
Oh, okay, not the
Yeah.
Skarsgård. No,
Oh
sorry.
no. I mean, I quote that the new one so often. Honestly, I'm just quoting Willem Dafoe going, "I have seen things that would make you crawl up into your own mother's womb." Because I think it's an incredible line, and Willem Dafoe is incredible. Do you think, hey, if we had to pay $1 every time we mentioned Willem Dafoe or Matthew Lillard, we would go broke so
I was
fast?
gonna say we kind of mentioned. I was like, didn't we talk about him before?
Yeah, we love those guys. I mean, that's a strong we. It's really,
Yeah, I
it's
like him.
more,
I like him.
yeah. And I'm like, I got posters of them on my wall. I'm like pointing to them
You're like,
before I
Willem
leave the
Dafoe
house.
is the greatest actor of the entire generation.
Okay, he's and now here's the thing. He's joking. I'm like dead ass. I'm like Willem Dafoe low key.
Sure, man. I just
Um,
rewatched Spider-Man
yeah,
No
yeah,
Way
yeah.
Home, so you know.
Oh my god, Spider-Man, tangent time. For everyone watching at home, go ahead and click the tangent button because Spider-Man No Way Home, when Willem Dafoe is putting the bricks to Tom Holland, it shows that Tom Holland was not ready for a threat like that. He was not. He was getting an ass whooping of monumental proportions. He got suplexed through the top rope through a building. I've never seen some shit like that. He was punching on Willem Dafoe, not even Green Goblin, on Willem Dafoe, and he was smiling the whole time. Oh my goodness.
Which is
That's
crazy
gotta be,
considering he's quite literally gone up against like universal threats and then
yeah.
it's pieced up by the old guy.
I'll tell you what though, Thanos is spooky and scary. The Green Goblin is like a grimy guy. He's like
Yeah.
a, yeah. If I had to scrap with one of them, I'm just saying.
Give me Thanos.
They They lucky. Have you ever seen that meme that's like, beat his ass, Daredevil? They lucky I wasn't out there because I would have made some Thanos. Some shit would have happened.
Oh,
I would have been.
okay, we're so far off topic.
Stasha's like, get the fuck back in line. Yeah. After Nosferatu comes Dracula and the entire cast of movie monsters, right? I think as a culture, we're kind of very aware of that group. I don't know if we need to go completely over it, but we have stuff like Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Mummy. I find that era of movie monsters, the classic Universal monsters, really fascinating because they are often stories about like tragic fates and sad men who are going through like curses, right? Like these are people who are intrinsically good who are suffering from outside sources. With the exception, of course, of the Invisible Man, who's just a dickhead who's invisible.
Yeah,
The Invisible
yeah.
Man is the Invisible Man is doing crimes in his movie.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
go ahead.
I was gonna say it's like your point. Yeah, it's like this. It's just a tragic story of like flawed humanness or something like that.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah,
like
yeah.
today, like scary movies are like my gripe with like A24. While I think they make good movies, are like how how weird can we make it that they still give us an Oscar? You know, like
Yeah. It does show you like some of the movie directors who are making these incredible, beautiful movies are the same directors who made things like Strange Thing About the Johnsons. Have you ever seen that movie? Do you know
no.
what I'm talking about?
Was it made before 2000?
No, I don't think it was. I think it was made in the 2000s. I cannot describe Strange Thing About the Johnsons on this podcast, unfortunately. Um, but I guess you guys can go Google it. I really can't describe it. And I can't even give like a summary of what that movie is about. And I know Stash, you're
Is it a
confused.
spoiler, or it's like so weird that you can't encapsulate it?
I think it's the latter. It's the latter.
Okay.
I mean, it's about a man who has an aggressive relationship with his own father.
Okay.
Um, and that's it. That's all I can say.
Okay. Yeah.
I one time in high school we did a double feature of that film as well as The Passion of Christ.
Mhm.
And there was Two Girls One Cup in the middle. So it was a very horrific trilogy of films to
I'm
watch.
sorry.
Hmm?
What?
Uh,
You
when you
a
when
school
you go
did you say a school sanctioned
I,
event?
sorry. I said it happened while I was at school. I didn't say it was school sanctioned. When you're alone in the dorm with a bunch of dudes trying to pick out which movie to watch, it gets confusing. All right.
and, and someone was like, "Yo, have you seen this critically acclaimed Two Girls One Cup?"
Yeah. Well, we watched a Yorgo what was that? Is that Yorgo Lazimov or whatever that guy's name is? Did he do Strange Thing About the Johnsons? You don't know what I'm talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about. You're scaring the hoes. You're scaring.
You set me down a rabbit hole of watching like early 20th century films, and now you're like, well, now you're talking about too much highbrow. Man, fuck you. But speaking of early 20th century films, after we go through the classic Universal monster movies, we do get kind of a decline where people are no longer interested in watching that sort of stuff. I think it's because we reached a kind of a sequelitis where it kind of was the MCU before the MCU, where like I saw someone refer to it as the CUM, classic Universal monsters. So like
Or the
uh,
cum.
or the cum. People got tired of cum. They were like, "Oh my god, it's just too much. It's
Too
everywhere.
much
I'm
cum. There's too much.
just get this shit out of my face. I'm tired of it."
Oh my
Um
god. Too much cum.
Hey, I'm going to clip that and not include the part where it references what we're talking about. Um but also like it started to get a little bit silly. Like you started getting stuff like Abbott and Costello fight Dracula, which is like what are we doing
What the
here, man?
what the fuck?
Yeah. Eventually though we do turn back around with the horror genre. We get people like George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. We get
The guy
Roman
from the Call of
Polanski.
Duty Easter egg, George Romero.
What what are you saying, man?
You don't know what I'm talking about?
What Call of Duty Easter? Are you talking about zombies? COD
COD
zombies?
Zombies. George Romero was one of the like he would stalk you, and if he caught you, he would just like kill you in one of the COD
What?
Black Ops Zombies maps.
What?
Wait,
He's
wait, I have to look this up. I have to look this up because wait,
he's just a
it's so
guy?
funny. Wait, COD Black Ops Zombies.
Absolutely
George.
unusable audio.
Yeah,
So wait, I'm confused. A guy just chases you?
yeah. Legendary horror director who appears as an invincible, playable character hunting boss in the Call of Duty Black Ops zombie map, Call of the Dead.
That's so sick. That's so
Oh, dude, it
gas.
was awesome. If you heard him enough, he would start sprinting after you. It was terrifying. I'm 12 years old being like, why is horror icon George Romero chasing after
Your your mom comes down the stairs. Why do you know who George Romero is?
yeah. She's like, holy shit, is that George Romero?
Well, there was I mean George Romero came around. There's also at that same time there's stuff like Hitchcock stuff like Psycho, which I mean, kind of paved the way for the slasher icons. So Josh doesn't know about any of this because this all came before 2000.
I
So
know, I
he's
know. Okay, damn it, I watched Psycho.
I did my homework.
I didn't like
Uh,
Psycho, but I watched Psycho.
I ain't fuck with the birds.
There was a in our creative, or we had like a film class in high school, and our teacher showed
Mhm.
us, and the scene where he's like walking up the steps and the
Yeah.
violins like shriek. Literally, like he had to peel some of us off the back wall because we were like, "Holy shit, that was actually so scary."
It's so good. The I don't know, like the tension inducing. I think what separates good horror from great horror is the masterful use of tension and timing. I
Hmm.
think that's probably why there's such a deep connection between comedy like and horror, right? Like
Yeah,
the best horror movie of this year, I think there's a pretty strong consensus for that movie Obsession that just came out, which was incredible.
I want to see that.
Um
Yeah, that looks
you
really
oh my
good.
god. You absolutely should. It's so damn good. And it was Curry Barker who started as like an internet funny guy. And much like Jordan Peele, who started as an internet funny guy, or I don't know the name off the top of my head, but the director of Weapons, who was
Yeah, yeah.
whitest guys you know, internet funny guy, because it talks about like the ideas of good pacing, of good framing, all of those things, of good timing. Because the
Hmm.
setup for a good scare is very similar to the setup for a good joke, right? It's punchline, expectation, subversion of expectation, right? It
Hmm.
is it is setup for fear, anticipation, subversion of expected result. Those are the things that create a good like dissonance for understanding of like what we're to expect out of a scare. I find all that fascinating. Oh, it's so good.
I was gonna say when I saw Barbarian, that movie was genuinely scary because of, again, it was a human
Yeah.
person who just was not, who subverted our expectations of what a human should be.
You you would love Cronenberg. You would love John Carpenter's The Thing. You need to watch those movies.
We did watch The Thing. Right, Russell Crowe is in The Thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we
I
did
think.
watch. We did watch it.
Um so Stosh, you were talking about like so the thing you find scary is like things that kind of look human but aren't human. Is that what I'm kind of picking up on?
Yeah, I think a perfect example of that is when I remember when I was a kid, I was actually genuinely scared. Like I couldn't watch horror movies to the point where like
Really?
Harry Potter 3 and the werewolf was scary to me.
Gosh, spooky.
I, I,
Spooky
I
for
feel like
sure.
that's valid. I feel like most
Yeah.
people kind of maybe felt the same way, that little hairless rat running around. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but then it like evolved, and I remember I was in like 8th grade, and we watched after, in the middle, like we had to watch it in like broad daylight. We watched
Mhm.
Paranormal Activity. And that's a,
Oh.
they were very famous for that building of tension and like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah.
occasional like weird thing that just happened and then ultimately ended in like the spirit freaking out. But
That would just be
the end of the first
sorry.
one, where she gets down on all fours and starts walking towards the camera, dude,
Uh-huh.
that like was seared into my brain. My friends were like, "That was good," and I was like, "Yeah, that was good."
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, do you guys want to go play video games or something?
My well, firstly, the paranormal, I found footage was a huge thing, obviously, because the Blair Witch Project was kind
Mm,
of like was the first to really do that, and it really resonated because it got horror movies as like an entire genre really exemplify filmmaking with a small budget.
yeah,
Because a lot of the times, like the keys to horror is you need to kind of be isolated. Like the things are scariest when you are alone,
yeah.
and when we are imagining ourselves as these characters, when they are alone or they're in dark places, those things are actually cheaper to shoot and are very effective. So that's why horror movies have always been a genre in which you can really maximize on a really small budget. And I think that's why we get a lot of like younger filmmakers who are able to bounce on the scene with these incredible horror movies. Not what I was even going to mention. What I was going to mention is that the Paranormal Activity ghost seems so fucking annoying. I get being
All that is to
being
say,
haunted by
it's just an inconvenience.
yeah, because like all half the time they're just opening my cupboards, and I'm like, oh my god, again? I
Oh,
just put that
I
shit
just put those
away.
pots and pans up, bro.
Yeah. Also, for someone with a bad memory, I wouldn't even know I was haunted. I'd be like, "Damn, I left this door open again.
Yeah,
My
did
ass
I
keeps doing this."
did I put that over there?
Yeah. Man, I don't know why I put this over here. I must have had some reason to do it.
The best example of what we're talking about of like humanoid weird things, dude,
Mhm.
Sinister with Ethan Hawke,
Ooh.
the spirit that like, possesses the children to kill
Is
their.
that black is that the Black Phone movie? Which one is that?
No. Black Phone, also a good scary movie
Oh,
because
is that movie
that's
called
about
Black Phone? The Black
yeah,
Phone movie?
that's about a kidnapper, which does happen. Um,
Oh,
but it's no, it's like basically he's a writer. He's a horror writer or like true crime writer, something like that.
sure.
But he moves his, and this is why white people are on some bullshit. He moves
Mhm.
his family into the houses where crimes were committed, and then goes, "Why are we possessed?"
I'm just gonna go ahead and bounce on out of here. I'm not dealing with none of that shit.
But there is the thing that like possesses them. It like it shows up in basically, if I remember correctly, like a black trench coat, and its face is just stretched enough where it doesn't look human, and its eyes are big and black with no pupils. Dude, oh, I got chills just talking about it. It's
I
creepy
don't
as
like
shit.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like I'm glad we record this episode during like a little earlier than we normally
Yeah, it's
record.
fully
This
bright
that
out. I'm like,
Yeah. How do you think you would do in a horror movie, Stosh? Like if you were to be put in one, do you think you'd be like all right?
I mean, I like to believe that I've seen enough and I'm not dumb enough to like go down the dark hall alone. But did you ever see like Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
movie. I fear that like I would be doing like the where it's like, oh, is he gonna pick up this
Yeah.
cursed text or the seashell? Like that's
Well, Stosh, why don't we test out your theory?
Oh, okay, all right.
Welcome to Stosh, I put you in a horror scenario.
Okay,
Stosh, I'm gonna give you an inventory, all right? Are you ready?
okay.
Stosh, I'm gonna give you a magic sword. I'm gonna give you a gun. And I'm gonna give you a belief in yourself. Alrighty? Those are the
That's it.
three things you have. And I'm gonna run you through some scenarios and you're gonna tell me how you deal with them, okay?
Okay. So I've got these three things for all of these scenarios.
Yeah, you got three things for all of these scenarios.
Okay.
You're at a diner. You're enjoying a delicious meal. Right? You're getting a burger, a milkshake. What are you ordering? How's it feel?
If I'm at a diner, I'm assuming
Mhm.
late at night.
Yeah, it's late at night.
Okay, so I can't break my own rule. You can't eat breakfast after a certain time of the day. A little
Homophobic, but continue.
a little known fact about me: eggs are a morning food.
Clay Thompson, on the other hand.
If I'm at a diner super late, I'm getting like a chicken Caesar wrap.
Ooh, oh,
And like
that sounds kind of
tea.
bomb.
Yeah, like an iced tea.
Okay.
And I'm being that guy. I go, can I have the chicken fried? And they're like, it's 2 a.m., bro.
Yeah, I'm not trying to run. Anyway, you're enjoying delicious meal. Who walks in? Spooky clown. Spooky ass clown. Spooky ass clown.
Okay.
First thing happens, boom, clown kills somebody right in front of you.
Okay. Like
Scary
on some
clown.
Terrifier shit.
Yeah, very spooky.
Yeah.
Now the clown is moving towards you. Which one of your three weapons do you use? Do you use your faith in yourself? Do you use a magic sword or do you use a gun?
The gun, for sure.
Unfortunately, the answer we were looking for was magic sword. You see, in the movie,
there's a right answer to this.
in the film The Terrifier, Art the Clown can only be defeated using a magic sword.
Wait, that's how this game is being played? I didn't understand the rules.
Whereas you chose to use a gun, which would have been ineffective against Art the Clown.
Why the fuck is Art the Clown impervious to a gun?
he out. Hey, I didn't make the rules. His ass is.
Mike
He's being
Myers, I get. You shoot him 8 times and he just keeps going. Art the Clown's a guy. He's literally
he's,
just a guy.
he's the guy possessed by a demonic entity in the
Okay.
Terrifier series.
Okay. I didn't know that. I've only seen like half of the first one.
There you go. I'm helping you out. Now let's keep moving forward. Luckily, for this, I'm gonna give you 3 lives, so I'm gonna let you slide for the first one. Are you ready?
So I die on the first one.
You died on the first one. All right. Well, now after you've enjoyed a delicious Caesar wrap, you get a text from your boy. Ding, ding, ding. It's me. Hey, Stosh, I'm having some homies over. We're doing like a fun house party. Why don't you slide through? All right. I think I finally got Matthew Lillard to come to one of our events. You should come by. Right. Now it's a house party. Everyone's enjoying themselves. You're at my crib. Everyone's living it up. People are playing Smash. You get a little ring, boing, on your phone. Someone says, "Hey, why don't you come to the why don't you come upstairs? I have something I wanted to give you." You're curious. You're a little buzzed. You're curious. You wanted to know what's going on. You go upstairs. Guy in a mask comes out, ready to stab you. What do? Which one of your weapons do you use?
A gun? I'll
That's
go gun.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Against the bad guys from Scream, a gun is incredibly effective.
Okay. All right. Yeah. They're just guys.
They're just guys. Yeah, you can shoot them. Yeah, you killed fame actor, star, and Scream, Matthew Lillard of Stage and Screen.
I would have done something else.
After he did me a favor to spook you. Now he's dead.
I would have been
You
like,
have to
wait,
watch.
stop. In 30 years, do you want to come on a podcast?
Yeah. Do you want to do bits with some guys? Well, perfect. That's incredible. You're completely safe. You've gotten through this. You do not need to worry about this. You're all good. You've gotten past this guy with the mask. You go downstairs, you join the party again, and eventually you hear some people chit-chatting about going out for a smoke. You don't really want to go out for a smoke, but you do want some fresh air. So they say, "Hey, you go out ahead. We'll come meet you." Sounds good? You're like, "Great. I'll go wait outside, chill out." What's that in the bushes? Is that another guy in a mask? Another guy in a white mask? Stosh goes, "Man, this is a weird themed party." Guy jumps out of the bushes, big old machete, mask, goes to stab you. What are you going to use?
Okay, so after I've killed Matthew Lillard upstairs,
Matthew Lillard, yeah.
I'm
Well,
like, all right, I got to
Matthew
step
Lillard,
outside.
he would really want, you'd want the party to go on. You wouldn't want to
yeah. I'm not going to be
party.
a buzzkill. I'm not going to be like,
Yeah.
sorry, Matthew Lillard's dead upstairs.
Yeah, well, now it's a funeral, so that's great. It's gas.
I'm gonna go magic sword.
That is correct.
Okay, all right. A little shot in the dark there, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, in the 6th movie in the Friday the 13th franchise, Jason can only be killed with a magic knife. I'll let it slide for the magic sword, wielded by one of his relatives. Luckily for you, you're third cousins with Jason Voorhees, so you're fine. Don't even worry about it.
Okay, pause for 1 second. What?
Absolutely.
What director was like, okay, so this kid drowned in a lake and he came back to avenge himself and kill the kids in the camp. Somewhere along the way, he can only be killed by a magic sword that is held by one of his relatives. You see why I stopped watching movies that were made before the 2000s?
First of all, I'm going to stop you right here. If you don't think the 6th Friday fucking the 13th movie didn't come out right smack dab in the middle of the 2000s, you're smoking gas. Secondly, who said it was the only way to kill him? You just didn't happen to have a bazooka, which I believe Jason Goes to Manhattan. He was killed in like with a bazooka by the FBI.
Jason versus Godzilla.
Yeah. Well, you have successfully bested Jason. Great. And you've had a very full day. It's time for you to go to bed. You go, you sleep, but then you're rumbling in the bed. try to enjoy a good night's sleep when all of a sudden you feel yourself having a spooky nightmare. What? What's this? Uh, a clawed, ugly ass guy in a fuck ass sweater is coming at you? Which one of these weapons do you use?
Well, we're in a dream, so it's gotta be the gun. No, the belief in myself.
Absolutely, yes. To defeat Freddy, you need to believe in yourself and not believe in him. Once again, you have bested Freddy. And last one, you wake up and you're like, man, what a terrible day that was yesterday. I killed Matthew Lillard. Plus, I killed, honestly, wait, kind of even.
Yeah,
You died, unfortunately. But you killed Matthew Lillard, also unfortunate. But you killed Jason
But I
and
saved us
Freddy.
from Jason with a knife.
Yeah, with a knife. And you're just going home. You're like, I mean, I'm tired of this. I'm walking about. And you
Okay.
hear a little voice go, hey, buddy, why don't you? And it's another fuck ass clown saying, why don't you come hang out? Why don't you come down to these sewers and hang out with me, a fuck ass clown? Which one of these, for the final item, which one of these weapons do you use?
Well, if I remember the book correctly, a belief in myself.
Absolutely, yes. To defeat Pennywise, much like Jason, you need to believe in yourself and not in him.
I just start flaming him. I'm like, boy.
Yeah. The book, I will say the book, some problematic sections for sure.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. No, Stephen King's like a real even keeled guy, straight edge as fuck.
He's a chill dude. He's a chill dude.
Gets hit by one van and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna write a weird scene.
Stas just hates that book about the evil car or whatever Stephen King wrote.
Yeah.
He hates Pet Cemetery for some reason.
Dude, I've never walked out of a movie. I've walked out of a movie twice in my life. I walked out of the new Pet Cemetery that came out in like 2017. Yeah. That movie sucked.
Is it that bad?
It's so bad. It's so bad. Even Stephen King was like, what the fuck was that, bro?
Stephen King watching it. Oh my god.
It's so
I'm
bad.
finished.
And the book Pet Cemetery is great. Again, with an interesting scene where, you know, some innuendo, not even innuendos, just straight up happens. But yeah, the movie, oh my god, so bad. And then they made a second one. They made Pet Cemetery Bloodlines or whatever it was called.
I'm sorry, they made Pet Cemetery the hamster's back. He's on that ass.
Pet Cemetery 2 Roadkill.
wait a minute. TM. We gotta get to the writer's room.
Yeah. I got a movie you're gonna love.
Hey, you're gonna want to hear this.
You know that new sound you've been looking for?
Yeah, you know that new sound you've been looking for? Get a load of this.
Also from Back to the
Future. And that's it for me. That's all I mean, you've bested all my monsters.
That's awesome. Dude, isn't like, do you know the other ones like it's Chucky, you have to like separate them and send them to different parts of the world or some shit?
Chucky's just like a evil guy who a witch cursed to be a doll, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, something of that nature.
The only one that is like, I don't know. I watched some of the newer versions of these classic movies, like the one where Jamie Lee Curtis like finally kills
Freaky Friday.
Yeah, Freaky Friday. In the newer Halloween, like she actually does.
Yeah.
But
Evil must die or whatever.
Like those slashers, which are so ridiculous. Like that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like A24, in my opinion, has sort of capitalized on how weird they can make a movie.
Yeah.
Like if you saw Talk to Me, that movie has no ending. It just happened. Like it's just over. Like, and you're like, okay, like,
yeah, and like making worlds in which like, oh yeah, we can just talk to the dead and that's spooky and that's just a thing people do. Like that's good. That's a good world building, good ideas. good ambiance and energy. I love it, man. Oh,
No, see,
ugh.
I'm on the complete other side. Fuck that. I want to know why. I want it to be resolved. I want some happy endings. You know, like,
I think I got a spoon over here. If you want, if you want,
yeah.
can I spoon feed you? Can I spoon feed my little baby who doesn't get anything without strictly spoken word on the page?
What is your favorite horror movie? Like, what movie
Uh,
genuinely has you scared?
if I'm not speaking like on John Carpenter's The Thing, which I think like isn't like the movie that scares me the most, but like is like my favorite horror movie.
Sure.
Uh, I mean, The Babadook is scary, but it doesn't like scare me. I'm trying to think of like a movie that like actively makes me go like, oh, mm-mm, mm-mm,
I couldn't
mm-mm.
get through the Babadook. The fucking kid was so annoying.
I get that. He was kind of fuck ass.
And I
That's
also
the
didn't get
problem.
why the Babadook was a queer icon. I didn't understand that meme.
I mean, sometimes you just love a man in a tall hat.
In a trench coat and a top hat.
And
Fucking Abe Lincoln is the queer icon.
well, if we're thinking historically, do I have some facts for you? Anyway, but wait, I think as a kid, I haven't seen it in a long time, but as a kid, these movies used to terrify me. Final Destination as a kid
Ooh,
used to freak me the fuck out
yeah.
because like all the other movie monsters, I felt like I was like I can just whoop his ass. Like you put me, even as a child, I had for some reason I was like I could handle it. Like, but as like, what was I supposed to do about death coming after me?
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, some wind blows and a Rube Goldberg machine happens, and all of a sudden, my head's getting cut off in a comical way. And then
Yeah.
what was I supposed to do about that?
You're like, those pencils are looking real fucking shady right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this cup is at the edge of my whoa, and then,
Yeah. I did like in Final Destination where it was like, you're like, I don't, 8 different things could kill this person. And they do a good job of being like, it's the one you least expect.
yeah. Oh my god, I think the best scene in Final Destination of all time for sure. Obviously, like the setup scenes were always really spooky. Like the ones we're all terrified about the log killing us because of Final Destination 2, I think it is. But I think it's in the movie Final Destination, and forgive me if I'm incorrect, but I believe it's 4. It might be 3, but I believe it's 4, where there's someone on a balance beam and they're like dancing back and beam, and there's a screw just on the beam, and they keep like almost missing the beam while do the screw while doing their routine, and they like almost do it, and they almost do it, and the whole scene is so anxious because you know they're gonna like smash into it. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
that's, oof, yeah, I don't
I
like
know, it's so
that.
scary. Yeah, so maybe I don't know. I guess Final Destinations are the ones that scared me the most as like a kid. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Stas, you wanted to talk about as we move into things that are actually. There's one more thing I wanted to discuss before we move into like we're off scary movies now, but something that has scared me and might come at a bit of like a culture shock to some other people listening to this podcast is that we've been in kind of a superhero Wednesdays for a little bit because of Amazon Prime. There has been The Boys and Invincible for the last couple Wednesdays for almost 5 months at this point, something like that. And it's now over. Stosh, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Just a quick one. Just wanted to get your pulse on it. How do you feel about the endings of Invincible and The Boys? Did you have you watched the season? Did you fuck with that at all? What was the vibe?
So I'm caught up. I did the new finale, like literally as we're recording it, it came out
Just
today.
dropped.
Oh
Came out
shit.
today.
Okay, so I have to watch it.
Mhm.
I've heard mixed things. I really like the most recent season. I feel like is good enough. You know, I'm just kind of waiting for it
Okay.
to be over at this point. And then
Yeah.
I am so behind on Invincible. I tried
Mm.
rewatching, and I got about halfway through season 2, and I just like I don't know. I think my attention span is fried.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, yeah.
It's a cartoon show about people who can fly and punch each other.
I
I'm so
know,
worried
I
about your
know. I
attention
need the
span.
subway surfers in it too. You know.
Oh no.
So I
Well,
haven't caught up, but I'd be curious. Maybe we'll spend. We honestly should spend. Actually, as a matter of fact, if you're listening to this podcast, the next episode could potentially just be about anime and animations. I think we save it. I think it's a whole nother conversation that we need to have.
okay. Okay, we'll save it because I was curious about your thoughts on both of those. For those curious of my thoughts, I'll just drop them real quick. Invincible kind of rushed animation. I feel like they didn't need to rush it. They did. Take your time. I can wait a couple more months.
Yeah.
Don't pressure your animators the way you're doing it. Also, because a rushed product feels like a rushed product, and I felt like there was just so much. There was a lot of time wasted in this season, which is fine. I guess pacing, you don't need to get like rush through the story, and that's okay. The Boys, I think, is fundamentally off the rails and really disappointed me this season. I
Uh,
think they lost a lot of the plot and a lot of the ideas and themes that they were working with like just went completely out the window, and
Even in
it
the
really is
finale,
rough.
like without giving anything away, was it like just
I wasn't crazy about it. I think I've
damn?
also just like I haven't been crazy about the season in general. I'm gonna wait until because would love to have actually a bit of a back and forth about it. So I'm gonna wait more, and we can talk about that later.
Okay.
Speaking of things we wanted to talk about, Stash, you had a question or a little game you wanted to ask me, correct?
I did, but I'm curious. Basically, I'd like us to rank maybe our top 3 anime moments. But does it make sense to do it in this episode?
Oh, do you want to? How about this? Why don't we do that right now? Because it's a little like, I want to hear them talk more about it for next episode.
Okay. So if you're the listener and you've made it this far, first and foremost, subscribe to the YouTube, go listen on Spotify, follow us on Instagram, all of that stuff.
DTAs, DTAs.
And yeah, find us on Spotify and YouTube. The thing I was curious about, because I'm back in my anime kick. We all go up and down with the ebbs and flows,
Absolutely.
right?
Free time and all that.
I've started watching Witch Hat.
Atelier.
Atelier, yeah. Because I heard how beautiful it was, and I was like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
I need
sure.
to get back into like not super mainstream stuff. But then I started thinking, what are your top 3 anime moments? And like, I gotta be honest, I have mine pretty definitively.
Oh, I have mine completely different. This is the first time I've heard this question. You have to remember, Stosh got like a week to think about this. I had literally 10 seconds, and I have mine.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'll start us off then. I think in this order, starting number 3 and then going up to number 1.
Should we go? I think should we go 3 back and forth, 2 back and forth,
Yeah.
1 back?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So
Okay.
so my number 3 is Crimson Moon from Fire Force. My boy Benny Maru, who hits. First of all, the audio engineering in season 1 is enough to like. It's quite literally to be like to use like a 2000s term, eargasm. Like
It is. It's gas. It's so gas.
And when he says, "I need to borrow your move," and just hits him with the like, oh my god, that moment had me like hype as shit. So that for me is number 3. What about you?
Ooh. Number 3 for me. I there's a lot of discussion on whether or not this show's good or bad or whatever. I'm not here for none of that. I don't care about none of people's discussions about that. Number 3 is All Might fighting One for All when he's using the United States of Smash. All Might, he's one of the goats because he has never fought with even the idea that he might lose.
Yep.
Talk to him.
Yep.
That's my symbol of peace. When
Yep.
he back against the wall. Kids against the wall. Talk to him. Oh my God. I'm getting mad just thinking about it. How dare you come to the symbol of peace thinking shit was gonna be sweet. Oh my God.
Which is a perfect segue to my number 2, which is All Might versus the Nobu when he says, "It's time for a lesson." And he hits him with the back spread, the lat spread. And he says, your powers, what's it? Nullification. That means there's a limit to what you can take, right?
Yep,
Oh my God.
His power is absorption. Not nullification.
Not nullification. And he hits him with the over and over. And he goes, "I'll just have to hit you harder." And he hits him with the, oh my God. You've heard these words before. Go beyond. Plus ultra. I'm like.
Chills.
Because easily one of the best. That's like season 1 too. That's season 1.
It's so good. It's
Oh,
so good.
anybody who
And
clowns
also,
on MHA, go to hell.
that's crazy. You can't. But also just like him being like, in my prime, I would have taken him down with 5 hits. I'm like, whoa, what were you moving like?
He's like, All Might is him, and the day we get a full fleshed out prequel series about All Might, I will bust a nut.
It would be incredible. It would be so. What is my number 2? Okay, I got a number 2 for you.
Okay,
I got a number 2 for you. I got a number 2 for you. Of course, my number 2. Ah, Roy Mustang killing Envy. The greatest lick back. Snap on a beat like I'm Roy Mustang. Talk to him. Oh my god, the greatest lick back of all time.
Oh, ooh, I've never wanted vengeance.
Yeah. May Hughes is dead. That you would evoke his image must mean you are a glutton for punishment. I'm like, oh my god. When he goes and he burns out Cuz's eyes. Oh,
Yeah.
it does make you think about how often he committed war crimes with those powers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for sure. And hey, he knows it. He feels bad about it.
Yeah.
We all feel
That
sad
guy made
about it.
Vietnam look like a playtime.
Yeah, he's really oopsie daisies. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's gotta be up there for. Okay, Hemi, what's your number 1? What's taking the
Okay.
cake?
Number 1, somebody's gonna listen to this, right, and be like, "Man,
Imagine.
has
I'd
this
hope.
guy ever listened to or watched any other anime besides the mainstream?" Yes, I have. But there's a reason that the GOAT is the GOAT. Goku, when he's fighting the destroyer of worlds, Beerus, who says, "You're not playing a game, you're fighting to live." And Goku hit him with, "I will not let you destroy my world," and fucking starts going into regular Super Saiyan, by the way, and starts holding his own with a literal god. And Sean Schemmel, who is, may we even never evoke his name in disgrace. We
Absolutely.
are talking about the GOAT of voice acting. That moment I will put on when I'm feeling down. When I'm feeling like I'm down and out, and somebody, "I will not let you destroy my world."
Okay. I can respect that. I'm not even mad at that, for sure.
Dudes wanted to be Goku. Fuck a firefighter. Dudes wanted to be Goku.
I was more and this is Stasha, this is where we might break up the podcast. I have been a Gohan truther my entire life.
I mean, he was
ready
supposed to be the main character.
I was so ready for him to be the main. I wanted him to be the main character.
Yeah, Mystic Gohan flopped.
But I'm glad, because Gohan needed to get an education. Gohan, he just wanted to get a job and get out the way. Think about what he had to deal with as a teenager. He was 12 years old fighting to save the planet. We called his ass Teen Gohan, and he was 11. That's how raw he was.
Said, "It's time to grow up, kid."
Yeah, we said lock in.
All right, what's one?
Said,
what's one?
Oh, number 1. It might be Spike Spiegel outside the church in the rain. Cowboy Bebop, baby.
Okay, throwing it back a little bit.
Yeah. Oh my god. I mean, that entire show was so atmospheric to me, and it was something that my brother is the one who got me into anime, right? He watched Full Metal Alchemist together, and which was really beautiful because I'm a younger brother who's taller and larger and a lot lighter in voice than my older brother, so we got to really resonate with that. But he also showed me Cowboy Bebop. And Cowboy Bebop was such a beautiful atmosphere. I've loved jazz my entire life. And so having just a beautiful, definitive, this was the first thing that made me feel like animes, and it was gorgeous and such a beautiful way to tie off a story. And I think that's it for me.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, you got to let us know, and we're gonna have more of a discussion on anime, because I think it might be one thing we haven't talked about in our episodes yet. Our dozen plus episodes.
Yeah. That sounds like a really fun time. I really want to. I mean, I've been getting back into it too. I've been watching Frieren and just crying.
So good. It's so good. Oh my god, one of the best animes ever.
We'll come out with our little watch list or whatever. It'll be good.
All right. As a reminder, go like, subscribe. You're called at your homework this week. Tell one friend about us, and we
Ooh, yeah,
we
yeah, give us a
appreciate
little
you
shout out.
listening.
Thank you guys. We love you guys. And that's Tap 2, tapping out.